love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in. Let's get to it. Y'all climb on in, climb in the building. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, actually. Y'all climb on in, and let's start answering these questions. Peace, peace, family. Climb on in, climb on in. We finna be super busy, so I've been trying to go live like every day to get some of these questions answered because the stack just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger every single day, y'all. So y'all climb on in. Peace, peace. Tonya Armstrong, peace, peace, goddess. Peace, peace, Zeke, yo, peace, God. Peace, peace, RTL, Yankee. Peace, peace, God. How you feeling? How you feeling? Candy, peace, peace, goddess. Y'all climb on in. Climb on in. Let's get some of this health, this healing, and this liberation. Let it go forth. What we're talking about today, what I wanted to discuss is just breaking the psychological chains, breaking the programming of the black mind, breaking the programming that's been taught to us, and how miseducation is killing us. And you know that miseducation is killing us on how we view so-called disease and how we view symptoms and how we view the names and the location and how we look at our systems and our bodies. You can tell how miseducated we is because we truly believe that there is some so-called diseases that cannot be healed or be eradicated from the body. And then you start feeling these systems, you start feeling all of these different systems that I'm talking about, and you honestly think you sick when you're not, and it's your body healing itself. If I ask any of y'all in the comment board right now, how many of y'all have broken bones, and if they broke anymore, a lot of y'all say no, the bones that I broke have healed. Or if I ask you about a scar and I ask you to, go back to the time when you got that scar, and you were like, when I fell off my bike, I busted my knee wide open. And I'll be like, well, why your knee is not busted wide open right now? And you'd be like, because my scar healed. Showing you that the body have the capability to heal itself even when it's in a bad environment, in a bad condition, because half of those scars and broken bones or healed bones and healed scars that you have now, these things healed on their own when you was being fed a bad diet unawarely by your parents many, many moons ago, showing you that the body is a very, very magnificent biospiritual, biological entity, and we need to truly, truly tap into that. But we have been held down by word sorcery and by different definitions of things and, the education systems from Europeans. So we look at certain things and programming that they taught us, and we literally think disease is an actual thing when it's not. Disease is nothing but an illusion. Now the body, and what I mean by that, I don't mean that there's no such thing as dis-ease, because when the body is out of harmony with itself, and when the body is out of homeostasis because your acid and your alkaline balance is off, of course the body is not going to feel in harmonizing with each other. So it's going to be a dis-ease in that way. But the way that they have you thinking of dis-ease, you look at dis-ease like it's a germ. You look at dis-ease like it's the body dying. You look at dis-ease like it's, this thing that they got happening right now that's so-called killing everybody. So you look at disease as if it's cancer, if it's sickle cell, if it's all these different things, when these things are nothing but symptoms of your body literally trying to heal itself. But we have a people that are vultures, that are vampires, and they feast and feed off of our fear and off of our money to make us consumers, for they can live these luxury, lavish lifestyles, and for they can build empires and make war when they want to, and build infrastructures and institutes and universities, and stuff like that, and have control of our resources, our gold, our oil, our soil, our food, our water. See that? So they have to program you to think differently, and that way they can play Jedi mind tricks on you and feast off your energy and off your currency and off your money. And that's what's going on. Because the moment you realize that you have been programmed by people, the moment you realize that you have been miseducated, then you're going to start looking for the true education, and your liberation and freedom will break their system, because they benefit off of you not knowing, they benefit off of your miseducation, and they benefit off you being sick. If you were not sick, then there would be no need for pharmaceutical companies. You see that? If you were not committing crime, there will be no need for penitentiary systems and prisons and basically enslavement. If you are not crazy, there will be no need for a sane asylum and all these other mental home institutes. You see that? If you were already smart and raised the Hebraic African way, there will be no need for institutes and education systems. So I will have to make you dumb for you can go to my institute, for I can program it you and teach you what I want to teach you, and everything is going to be post-slavery, nothing before slavery. Because if you go back before slavery, you will realize that you were the gods and goddesses and the kings and queens that actually, advanced civilization in that fertile crescent in Africa. So you can't go post-slavery. Before slavery. It's always going to be the after slavery. You see that? And this is how they get you. That's how they get you. If I can redefine the way you look at the human physiology, and if I can get you to think that anything that's aching on you is an actual disease and not the real truth, which is your body trying to heal itself, then I can get you to run to me, and I can make you a witchcraft potion that gives you side effects that'll keep you addicted and keep you coming back and charging the hell out of your insurance to make me rich. You see that? Because if you didn't depend on that, then there wouldn't be no need for pharmaceutical companies, which is a $1 trillion industry. You see that? You are fueling everything in society off of your programming bodies of the people. But the moment that you wipe this board clean and rebuild the software, what we're going to call the brain, then you can take back your liberation and your freedom. Now check this out. This is how gypped we is, y'all. This is how much we have been lied to. You start sneezing and you start coughing and you automatically say that you caught a cold. I caught a cold, which you can't catch anything. Or you would say, my nose is running. Okay, where's your nose running off to? I've never seen anybody's nose detach itself from the face and run off anywhere. You see what I'm saying? So, or if you start coughing, you will go and get cough suppressant. You start getting a fever, you will start getting things to calm down your fever because you or have been programmed into suppressive therapy, which is a allopathic European way of thinking. Because remember, we have to realize that health and culture and even science, this stuff is not scientific at all. This is a part of a people's culture. See that? Science is a part of a people culture. Mathematics is a part of a people culture. Education is a part of a people culture. Healing is a part of a people culture. Well-being and spirituality is a part of a people culture. So you would have to start asking yourself what science you believe in, and that will show you who culture you participating in. What mathematical educational systems are you following? And that will show you what culture you're involved in. What God are you serving and what customs and traditions you're participating in that will link you to a culture. By these things, that will show you your true personality and your identification. So since you believe in all this people culture that have been teaching you these things, then you cannot be in your right mind. You are in a European mind. You are out of your African mind and you're in a European mind. And that's the reason why you're sick. Let me show you how. You start coughing. Okay, now we're going to go back to nature, and nature studies physiology. We're going to start a cough. Everybody cough with me on a count of 3, and I want y'all to realize what your body is doing. 1, 2, 3. Put your hand in front of your mouth and cough. Notice you are getting out things that's inside of the body. Notice what happens to your chest cavity when you cough. Your chest cavity goes in and these muscles flare back out, meaning that you're breaking up coagulation and agglomulation within your lungs, within the chest cavities, within the trachea, and within the esophagus, meaning you're breaking up mucus and acids and you're coughing these things out. So coughing technically is a way of detoxification. Why do we identify coughing as a symptomology of sickness? Because you have been programmed that way. But if you just slow down and you start thinking simplistically and you start thinking just with common sense, okay, a cough is breaking up coagulation. A cough is breaking up agglomulation. Or let's go to a sneeze. Everybody on the count of 3, just sneeze. 1, 2, 3. Hachoo, Achoo. You feel all the particles hitting your hands, showing you that sneezing is not allergies. Sneezing, you don't need Benadryl and all these Everclears and these things like that when you're sneezing. That's the body getting rid of unwanted toxemia and particles and living organisms that's inside of the air that is bad to the mucosa membrane that's in the body. But you go immediately to Walgreens and all these witchery, witchcraft, witch brewing stores, and you buy your sorcery and you suppress the sneeze. You suppress the cough, or you get a fever. And they tell you that if the fever is over 103 for 24 hours, take the baby to the allopathic hospital, because that's where hospitals come from. It comes from horse spittles. That's why if you go inside of a horse thing, it's the hospitals is set up just like a horse farm. Y'all got to start peeping these words and where these things come from. But you have been programmed by these people, so you don't know these things. So you will go and you will suppress the fever. Bring down the fever. But if you think about what a fever does, a fever raises your basal temperature. A fever tricks your thyroid. It trips it, literally. And it raises up to get you to perspire or to sweat. Notice your pores open up and you start sweating profusely. What are you sweating out? You're sweating out toxins. You're sweating out proteins, amyloid proteins. You're sweating out mucus. You're burning out cytotoxins, everything to harm the body. Not only that, you're increasing circulation throughout the body because you're thinning the blood. Now, why do you need to thin the blood to increase circulation? Because the blood is what holds the phytonutrients. The blood is what holds the trace minerals, the amino acids, the oxygens, everything that you need to heal the body. So a fever is not a part of a sickness. A fever is a way of the body healing the so-called sickness. A cough is the way of the body relieving the body from a so-called sickness. A sneeze is the body a way of expirating a so-called sickness. So all these things that we call dis-ease and that we call sickness have been programmed into our minds, because in nature-wise, looking at it from a nature eye, this is the way of the body communicating with the cosmos and healing itself intelligently. This is how we have been bamboozled. And this is why I say we have to break the programming. It's important for us to break the programming of the black mind, because the miseducation and being misinformed is what I'm talking about right now, and is the reason why we are dying. If y'all get that so far, type in some nines. If y'all get that so far, type in some nines. And yes, and that's good, Brother Judah, Yahuda. That's why your teachers say it is always good to sweat. That's why they have things like saunas, steam saunas, and stuff like that, where you can perspire. You can get all of these toxins that are being built up into the system that's not making it into the lipid system, or what we call the lymphatic defense system. You can get it out by way of sweating, because they don't tell you that the kidney, that your third kidney is your skin. The skin is the largest eliminating organ on your body. That's the reason why a lot of people have skin problems, because you have bad blood and you have a stagnated lymphatic system. So a fontanelles mean an alternative route of elimination, will step into play, and your skin and your liver will start detoxing the things that's in your blood and in your lymphatic system outward. And that's what you call your skin is literally taking a poop. And that's where you get bumps, you get measles, you get chicken pox, you get eczema, you get acne, you get all these different skin so-called diseases. But that's not a disease. That's my skin taking a poop to heal itself. We have to change the programming. We have to change the wording. We have to change the definitions, y'all. We have to rewrite the narrative. That's the whole point and reason of the creation of the Risen Black Messiah Alliance, y'all. That's the whole point. To reteach, to re-educate, and to remember who we are. You are the creators here. You are the Elohim. You are the one who created the advanced civilizations. You are the one who brought forth people in this world and actually swayed the world into where it used to be, not where it was now, because it's being ran by a bunch of jackals and sociopaths and narcissistic bastards right now. And you see that they're killing the world and that they're killing nature. But when you was on top and when you was ruling, notice how lovely life was. And that's how this is going to have to be back again to save the earth and to save this world, y'all. So if you get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines, and let's get to these questions, y'all. Let's get to these questions. Let's break this programming of the black mind. And let's stop being miseducated. You see that? Let's stop being miseducated. Everybody walking around claiming all these diseases. And as I'm reading, I'm like, okay, that's the body healing itself. That's all that. Oh, that's the body healing itself. That's why we can't be claiming these words. All right, first question. All right, the first question says, it says, what can I give my children, not kids? A kid is a baby goat, queen. What can I give my children that have been diagnosed with ADHD? I don't have them on any medication. I hope you don't, because ADHD is a made-up word for them to get money. They made that up in what, 1940? ADHD was made up in 1940 to start misdiagnosing children, to put them in different types of special education classes, to rear them up to be criminals, to rear them up to not have jobs and all types of other stuff. This was all implemented by white supremacy. There's really, truly no such thing as ADHD. To let you know. And then if you see the Ritalin and all the stuff that they put the children on, these things are the same as heroin and the same as Xanax to calm these children down, getting them addicted to dopamines and heroin and all types of things before they even 18 years old, cutting up their liver, shutting down their livers and their kidneys and everything. So I'm glad you're not putting them on medication. If you look at ADHD, it's just a children attention span goes everywhere, and they look like they have a lot of bursts of energy. And the reason why is because a lot of our children or the ancestors just reincarnating and coming back. And, you know, a lot of us don't want to hear lies anymore. A lot of us in school, like my daughter right now, she hates school. My son, they hate school. They hate school like a mug. And, you know, you can't force them into school. And now the rest of my children, I'm actually over. They get homeschooled. But I do have baby mothers that's not a part of what I believe in and stuff like that, that got my children in public schools, and they hate it. And that's because they so smart and they know when they being lied to. The teachers is not catching their attention. You know, nothing is not drawn on man. They listening to other people's histories, how other people ruled. They want to teach them about Alexander the Greek who raided Africas and killed a lot of Africans. Who want to hear that shit all day? Children ain't trying to hear that. They want to hear uplifting things. They want to hear about what their ancestors did, how important their ancestors were, how they was over creations, how they come from prokaryotic cells, how they are the superheroes the comic books is imitating. They want to hear types of things like that. That will keep their attention span in the classroom. But since they're being lied to and subconsciously they know it, and then you're being taught by eukaryotic people and not a prokaryotic people, so there's already an imbalance in chemistry and vibration resonance right there, because you're not being taught by your own ancestral line, and then you're being taught the wrong information. Of course, you're going to be running around the classroom, popping people upside the head with booger paper, flipping over desks, walking out of the classroom, not listening, and doing all these type of other things. And then they want to label you, and they want to actually put, and the crazy part is this too. Notice how they stick the ADHD children inside of the classroom to disrupt the classroom. Anyway, it's all a strategic move on them, y'all. Dr. Umar Johnson speak on this stuff a lot, y'all. If you really want to know about ADHD and how it's just fabricated and how they made this bullshit up, y'all should look up Dr. Umar Johnson and how he speak about ADHD. It'll blow your mind. Another one who speak about ADHD a lot too is Dr. Amos Wilson. He speak about it a lot too. These are fabricated, made up words to actually label and target your children, for you can just for real eradicate them from society before they even old enough to even be placed in society, to see if they can even blend in and adapt to the environment, y'all. That's all that is. That's all that is. So I say take them out of school and homeschool them. That's what I say. Take them out of school and homeschool them, and you will see that this wasn't no so-called ADHD at all. Now, if they do have brain memory and brain fogs, it may not be ADHD, but it may be something else that's going on, and you might have to cleanse out their glymphatic system of their brain and get all that mucus and all that acids and amyloid protein plaque that builds on the side of the brain. You might have to drain that brain, and the only way to drain the brain is by cleansing the transverse colon, emptying out the gut canal, bringing the adrenal glands back online and getting that lymphatic system moving. So if it's not ADHD, because a lot of people are falsely diagnosed, especially a lot of young black boys are falsely diagnosed with ADHD each year, and it usually be something more serious neurologically going on there, then we got to cleanse that brain and cleanse that lymphatic system. I don't have them on any medication, but I could give them, but what could I give them to improve their focus, memory, retaining information, and to stay on task? First thing you have to do is give them a task that they want to stay on. Give them a task that they're interested in. Give them a task that they can be really rewarded, something that's going to benefit them when they're done retaining the information. That's the first thing. Every children is different. If you look at it and this is the reason why the Risen Black Messiah Alliance Conference is so important, because in there, we actually talking about education and how in Africa, each different children had a different teacher based off of their psychology, based off of their psychological aspect in the world. You're sitting 24 children or 12 children down in school, and all of them have different genetic makeup and the way that they look at reality different because they come from different environments, and you teaching them the very same thing in the exact same way with the same rhythm. Everybody ain't gonna get it because we view the world differently. So based in Africa and in the ancient times, in the ancient days, you were given to a teacher that assimilated with you. You see that? You were giving to a teacher that know how to talk to you correctly, that know how to provoke thought in you. You were given to a teacher that makes things interesting. You see that? But now it's just like it's school to prison pipeline. Notice you got to get on the jail bus, this yellow bus to go to school. You got to stand in this long ass line with trays in your hands that give you a milk carton, a slice of pizza. I've been locked up. School is no different from that. Then you got to sit at desks in these little bitty cubicles, and then you got to learn, and then you get put in gym pop or general populations where they can rehabilitate you. Now you in a pod or what they call the classroom, and inside of this classroom is nothing but chaos. So you have to take them away from the chaos, and you have to give them a task that's going to actually benefit them, and they're going to have to see the benefit before you give them the task. That's the African Hebraic way of teaching. It's not just throwing your children to the wolves, because like I said yesterday, we have never in our life seen in nature where the gorilla took the baby gorilla to polar bear school. I have yet to see a polar bear teach a baby gorilla. I have yet to see a gazelle teach a cub lion. You don't see that in nature. Guess what? In nature, the nature people, they species teach their species. The gorilla go to gorilla school. The polar bear go to polar bear school. The lizard go to lizard school. The raccoon go to raccoon school. The hyena go to hyena school. I've yet to see a hyena go learn from some lions. So why do we don't use that same analogy when it comes to Homo sapiens sapiens and when it comes to prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells and Neanderthals? Why don't we take that same analogy, because we are a part of nature, isn't we? And we use that same analogy. We will live so much longer, and we will be able to gain our intellectual genes back in the gene pool, because we're the most influential and intellectual people there is to offer on this planet. But it don't look like that because we're being educated by a people that only have four melanated clusters, and that melanated clusters is pheomelanin. You have neuromelanin. You have 12 of these clusters that's connected to the 12 cranial nerve centers inside of your brain. You are the most bright, intelligent people on planet Earth with 9 series DNA, and you're being taught by people with only 6 and 4 series DNA. So of course ADHD is going to look like that they are not interested, they're not focusing, and they can't remember, and they running around the classroom like wild jackals. They are uninterested. That's what's going on. They are uninterested, family. Period. They're uninterested. Then we've been taught this language, and we're so intellectual, and our brains are so multifaceted and open-ended, and we're learning the dumbest language on earth. English is the dumbest language I've ever spoken a day in my life, and I can't even come up with words sometimes to express what I feel, because there ain't no damn word that I can even use and personify to even articulate verbally how I feel. Think about it. In Hebrew, right? In Hebrew, for love, the word is ahava. It means I give oneself. That's what it means. So if I love you, that means I will sacrifice for you and I will give oneself. In English, what do love mean? It will say an emotional connection, or a dog. For instance, in Hebrew, in the Phoenician phonics Hebraic language, the African language, the word dog is kaleb. Kaleb means one who protects the heart. One who protects the heart. You look at a dog is a man's best friend that protects the household. If you look at the word dog in Hebrew, it's just a 4-legged creature with canines. What does that mean? That does not explain the actual characteristics of what I'm trying to express. But you go into any of these Eastern language and you start speaking that language, it comes with a certain frequency and it has meaning to it. So we have been forced to learn this dumb-ass language, and we can't even express our actual intellect and intelligence because the language don't even match our mental brain resonant frequency. That's why it's important that we take our children out of these damn schools, y'all. Straight up, man. Straight up. So if I was you, First, I would actually go get their brains checked to make sure that you don't have no amyloids growing on there. Make sure you don't have no cysts or tumors and stuff like that growing on the brain. And if it's in fact the lying ADHD, which is a total programming that they done put on our people, then they cool. Take them out of the school, homeschool them, buy you some tickets to this seminar, and we're going to talk about education programs and this literature and the curriculum that me and Brother Malachi Maccabee is coming up with and stuff like that. And you can educate your children at home by yourself or with the collective consciousness on communities that we're building. And that'll solve that problem right there. Now, if they do have brain issues and it turns out that's it, you're going to need to put them on some geogenetic therapeutic packages. Level 1, we're going to cleanse out the gut. We're going to drain the brain. We're going to drain the sinus cavities. We're going to open up the kidneys. We're going to turn them adrenals on, and we're going to get all that lymph and that mucus that's holding on to all of them acids outside of the body. And then you can get them the vital minerals, the all-purpose vital minerals or the children vital minerals off of the site. Get them some circulatory high where you can get more circulatory, get more blood and oxygen to the brain to bring oxygen for they can not have the brain fog and get their memory back, and put them on a high fruit and berry diet. Berries are very, very good for the brain because they're not only oxygenators, but they antioxidants. That's very, very good for the brain because they have all the bioflavonoids, they have all the quintins, they have all the different things that you need for brain vitamins and all of the different fatty acids that the brain needs to survive and to actually have this cognitive mobility. You know, that comes from the fruit side of the food industry. They don't come from the grain side. They don't come from the bean side. They don't come from the vegetable side. Guess what side that come from? That come from the fruit side of the food chain. So put them on high fruit diets, high or live it, should I say, high in berries. Get them the geogenetic level 1. Make sure you get them young bucks on them 3 bitters. Cleanse out that gut, cleanse out that brain, and teach them yourself the true Hebraic or the true African way, the true Kemetic way, whatever y'all want to call it. Teach them the true ways and get your butt to this seminar that we got on the 26th. And look, they'll be just fine. They'll be just fine. If y'all got any questions so far for this particular case, y'all can ask them right now. If not, I'm going to move on into my second questions. Any cases so far about this? What tickets? The tickets will be online when I'm done. The tickets will be online. I'm going to post a whole flyer, but these are the tickets that I am talking about. We have an actual seminar and conference called the Risen Black Messiah, the Risen Black Messiah Conference, Health and Liberation Conference. Is going to be on February 26th. Make sure that y'all cop these tickets. There's going to be special guests in the building. We bringing plans forth. We bringing a blueprint. We bringing so much knowledge and information on how to free your minds and free your children's minds and come together and unify as a collective African consciousness as a whole to take our freedom back and to liberate our children and to secure the future of the generations coming behind us, y'all. So make sure y'all cop the tickets. It's on eventbrite.com. Just type in Risen Black Messiah Alliance Health and Liberation Conference. The doors open at 12. The actual lecture start at 1 and it ends at 6. Then 7:30, we having an after social. I hate saying party because there's nothing to celebrate. We're going to celebrate once we in the kingdom. The kingdom is when we unify and we take back our consciousness. Then we can celebrate. But until then, we just going to be socializing, planning, and implementing these planning. And we're going to be working towards a goal. All the talking is done. All niggas want to do is talk all day. Don't nobody want to put in the work. It's time to put in the work, y'all. Put your hands to the plow. So this is what we talking about, brother. This is what we talking about. And this is the actual flyer as well. This is the actual flyer as well, which is right here. And once I get off the live, I will be putting all the information up, and all you have to do is click on the link and purchase the tickets. Make sure that you purchase the tickets ASAP because all of my seminars and lectures always sell out. I've never had a lecture or a seminar that didn't sell out. So, you know, make sure you make sure you buy this, and it's limited seating because of this so-called COVID-19. So it's limited seating too. All right. All right, and with that being said, I might as well do a commercial real quick as well. So let me do a commercial for anybody that's suffering from any sicknesses, anybody that's suffering from any so-called diseases and illnesses. Be sure to go to my website, and my website is www.yakiawaken.com. Let me move this down for y'all can get that as well. www.yakiawaken.com. Click on that. My geogenetics is the first tab. If you're dealing with any serious so-called diseases, cancer, and all these other stuff, I hate saying these words because I don't believe in these things. I just believe that the body reacts to its environment when you're putting in the wrong environment, and the body's trying to heal itself. So what these herbs and what my knowledge does is help it, basically it helps speed up the healing modality. So, click on geogenetics, all of our geogenetics here. You have to give the website some time. We are building a new website. If you see a blank page, the website is not broke, y'all. Just scroll up and scroll down and all of the package here. If you need to get into any educations, just click on the education tab. It got the Eat to Live page, instructions on all the herbs, the 12 body systems, Yaki Awaken approved herbs, the herbal store. If you want capsules, if you want anything of that such, just click on the herbal store, click on capsules, consultations, geogenetics, tinctures, teas, powders, anything, everything that you need to heal. I literally got it on this website. The detox home is closed right now, and the client's portal is closed right now. We are having another announcement of a date when the detox home will be ready at the conference. And if you want to donate to the cost or to the research, or simply just donate because the people cannot afford their package, hit the donation link and donate whatever you have and let us know what you're donating it to. And we'll be sure to utilize and shepherd the funds properly, y'all. All right. And that concludes my commercial. All right. So let's see if y'all had any questions so far. Any questions so far? Y'all key, it's been loading slow for me lately. Yeah, we got a new website that'll be done at the end of February, so don't even worry about it. But just be patient with it. Once you click on it, just scroll up and scroll down, and the page will pop up. It's a legit website. It just need a lot of updating, but I'm done with it because this website been giving me problems since it got finished. So we completely done with it. And I see that y'all don't have any type of questions as far as this case, so we're gonna move on to the next one. So the next question says this. It says, peace, peace, family. They calling it breast cancer stage 4. I love the way she came off with it. They calling it, look, she say they calling it breast cancer, showing you that she don't even identify with it. So we got somebody that's waking up and that's remembering who she is. See, we don't cleave onto the words of these other people when these words are meant to keep us down and keep us connected into our lowest root chakra. She said they're calling it breast cancer, but I know that it is degenerative cells that need to be restored, that need to restore its cellular oxygen levels. Do y'all hear that, y'all? Hey, Goddess, you sound just like me, boy. Let me read this again, y'all. Hey, Pete, what she say? She say, peace, peace, family. They calling it breast cancer. This should be a bar in the side of a song or something. Peace, peace, family. They're calling it breast cancer stage 4, but I know that it's degenerative cells that need to restore its cellular oxygen levels, because I teach that all cancer, because cancer is fake. All what they call cancer is when the cells have too much acids on them and they start to uncontrolled and divide themselves uncontrollably, what you call cellular mitosis, and that ash burns the oxygen. Once the cell is burnt of 66% of its oxygen and it has a parasite involved, they call it cancer. So she's using the true definition of the symptomology that's going on to her body, because she don't even believe in the word anymore. See, that's true freedom, when words can't suppress you and oppress you and depress you no more, and you know exactly what's going on with your physiology, and you know exactly the tools and utensils you need to heal yourself. That's liberation. That's freedom. That's liberation. That's freedom. I love it. I love it. It says, I am aware of your work and of that of Dr. Sabi's, Dr. Layla Africa, Dr. Morse, and many others. And all of them teachers you just named are my teachers. It says, I am on the 3 bitters and I am having all kinds of powerful eliminations. That's what I'm talking about, Goddess. So she got the 3 bitters and she's already cleansing and eliminating all the toxemias and acids that's been built up inside of her body from taking in all the acidosis, whether it's by way of the environment or eating bad food like meat, bad food like dairy products, bad food like unripened grains, bad food like unsprouted beans, bad food like processed foods, bad foods like processed vegan foods, all the soy products and all these things. See, a lot of these things have a blowback in the body because you violate nature. When you violate nature, nature violates you. We cannot keep breaking the universal laws of God, y'all, because you're going to have to pay. It's called judgment. What goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. From every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And we see that you know this, Goddess. I'm super happy and proud of you. I'm mad you ain't put your name in here. I wanted to shout you out. It says, I am on a, look, I'm excited, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. You rarely get letters like this. I'm gonna start it over. This is how dope this is. It says, peace, peace, family. They calling it breast cancer stage 4, but I know that it's degenerative cells that need restored. It's cellular oxygen levels. I am aware of your work, that of Dr. Sabi, Layla Africa, Dr. Morse, and others. I am on the 3 bitters, and I'm having all kinds of powerful eliminations. I am on a high raw fruit diet. I am also juicing a lot. Currently, I am waiting on my geogenetic package level 3 to arrive in the mail by the end of February. I am also sunbathing. She know what she's doing. And she out there being fed by the sun, getting all the different sulfates and minerals that she needs by the sun, getting that vibration, ultraviolet sun ray light to communicate with her vessel, to heal her vessel, and to strengthen her neurological aspect. You know exactly what you're doing. And I'm staying hydrated. I am doing deep breathing. So she even into the breath work, y'all. And dry brushing. Make sure that you dry brushing towards the kidney, queen. Question. How can I get support to restore my vision in my left eye? You already on the right path. I think you need to go into the website and get our eye cleansing tincture that's off of there and start cleansing your eyes with the eye cleansing tincture. If you don't want our tincture, you can just get the eye bright herb and start cleansing your eyes with the eye bright herb or dillberry. Dillberry is very, very good for the eyes, but you're going to have to cleanse the brain. But everything that you're already doing, you already on my herbs, you already adhering to the fruit livid, you in the sun every day, you in nature, you hydrating, you doing the breath works, you doing everything that you need to do to cleanse. So that that brain and that cerebrospinal fluid, or what they call the glymphatic system, is gonna break hold, and you're gonna feel that flush, and them sinuses is gonna start draining. You're gonna see start seeing a lot of mucus and a lot of earwax in your ears. You're gonna start seeing a lot of boogers. You're gonna start hawking up a whole lot of different type of mucus and things like that. You're gonna see booger crust in your eyes when you wake up. Them are signs that your eyes and your sinus cavity is cleansing itself of all the acids that created that mucosal response in the first place. So you can help this process speed along by getting you some eye bright or getting our eye cleansing tincture off the website, or getting you some dillberry. That'll be very, very good to wash your eyes with as well. It says, I am experiencing blurriness. And the blurriness, now, hold on now. If you're experiencing this blurriness right after you got on my cleanse and after you went all raw, that means you're cleansing your brain already. Even Dr. Sabi, when he went on, which I don't recommend urine therapy at all, but when he went on a urine therapy detox and he started cleansing his brain of all the mucus, he went blind for like a month. And the reason why he went blind is because all the mucus started cleaning and all that amyloid protein started cleansing from his brain, and it covered up his retina and his iris. So if you're having blurry vision, then it's probably from all the mucus that's being cleaned from your cranial canal. And a lot of times that do happen when we put people on cleanse, and so much mucus is coming from their sinuses that they lose vision for a minute, or their eyes get very, very blurry. Just keep cleansing and keep digging deep and keep moving that lymphatic system, and your eyesight is going to be 20/20 vision. It's going to be better than ever. It says, but the anti-blue light glasses I wear help. Not sure if it's due to the LASIK. Okay, the LASIK can do that. LASIKs do that all the time. Not sure if it's due to the LASIKs I did over 10 years ago, or the lesions they found on my brain. It's most likely the lesions that's on your brain. So I got a question. Do you have multiple sclerosis or MS? Because we usually see when there's lesions on the brain, and lesions is nothing but a burnt spot on the brain. Where is this burnt spot coming from? This is coming from the proteins that is breaking down on the brain, and it's coming from the acids that's coming from the protein that's breaking down on the brain. Because you have to realize that proteins are nothing but complex amino acid structure. So if the protein breaks down, guess what is going to be left over? The amino acids. The acids become amyloid protein, botanic proteins, and these things literally burns the brain and burn lesions in the brain. And that's where you get that mucosal response at, because the mucus have the calcium monotriphosphate. It's going to come and try to neutralize the situation. Now you got uric acid in the brain, carbonic acid in the brain, because when acids and mucus mix with calcium, calcification sets up. Now you have crystallization of all these acids inside the brain. And usually it's probably from multiple sclerosis and stuff like that. But notice what causes lesions. What burns cellular tissue? Is it the alkaline side of chemistry, or is it the acid side of chemistry? Family, which one? What actually burns cellular tissues? See that? That's the acid side. That's the acidosis side. So we know that you're dealing with acids and mucus on the brain. They recommended radiation. To hell with their radiation. They can keep that. You can keep your radiation, allopathic community. We don't need your radiation, nor do we need your bubonic plague or what you call your biochemical weapons called mustard gas that you have put a sticker and makeup on and call the chemotherapy. You can keep that shit to yourself. Allopathic community, we don't want no parts of it. Your chemotherapy and your chemical weaponized nuclear bombs that you call chemotherapy, which is nothing but mustard gas, have killed hundreds of thousands of my people. Keep that shit to yourself. We don't want it. We don't want nothing to do with it. We don't want no parts of it. It says they recommend radiation, but I am not interested in that route. I am on chemo now and seeing my tumor markers decrease. And the reason why your tumor marker is decreasing because the chemotherapy shrinks and dry out all the cells. Chemotherapy kills everything in its path. Notice when they handling chemotherapy, they're in hazmat suits. That should be the first alarm that you ain't supposed to be taking none of that, goddess. Notice how they handle chemotherapy. They be in hazmat suits looking like they finna go out of space somewhere and visit the moon because they know how dangerous chemotherapy is when it comes to the body. Chemotherapy is at a 1.2 on a potential hydrogen scale. That's enough to burn hole through metal. Then they're putting these things through your veins and it's killing and it's shrinking the cancer and the tumors, but it's killing all the other cells too. And this is a fact, and I've proven many articles on this. Chemotherapy causes cancer. So how are you using chemotherapy to get rid of cancer when it causes cancer? It makes no sense. So if it was me, I can't recommend you nothing on this platform because they looking to get me anyway. So if I play doctor, they're going to try to come get me. But if it was Yaki, I would say to hell with that chemotherapy and I would stop it immediately if it was me. It says, which I'm glad about it, but I no longer want to stay on chemo. I bet your hair falling out because of the acids. See that? I bet it's shutting down your nervous system, drying up your kidneys, shutting down your liver. There's so many side effects of chemotherapy, and you have to sign a death warrant before they give it to you. You still have to sign a death warrant when you take chemotherapy that you will not sue them if the chemotherapy kills you or a family member won't sue you in court. It says, I would love to give 100% holistic. I would love to go 100% holistic, just waiting on my package to arrive. It's on its way. It's coming. Please advise. I also would love to gain healthy weight and grow my hair back. Told y'all. First time reading this, see? Chemotherapy took her hair out. That's how acidic it is. It takes your hair out. It's showing you that people that can't grow hair or have thin spots and bald spots, you have a lot of acids or proteins built up in your brain, and it's seeping through your pores. It says, can I expect to see full healing results within 14-week protocols? I can't tell you that on this airline. That'll be me imprisoning myself. Also, where can I send photos of my healing journey? Send them to me. Send them to 708-831-2335. That is the WhatsApp, or send them to healing@yakiawaken.com or questions@yakiawaken.com. I love the nasty, gnarly pictures. Send me pictures of the tumors coming out. Send me pictures of the parasites. Send me pictures of all. I love looking at that nasty stuff and posting it for my people can see the things that we can eliminate from the body when we go back on God's diet, when we go back on God's livid, should I say, and we assimilate with nature. That stuff is some of the most beautiful stuff to me. It make y'all throw up, but it's beautiful to me because I know that this means that you are healing and you're getting rid of the demons that is actually manifesting inside of your bodies. It says, just on the 3 bitters and high fruit, I've been eliminating from all over, and energy is on 1,000. Yes, I know your energy is on 1,000 and you're feeling real good, but make no mistake about it, the crash is coming. Because once I cleanse them adrenals all the way with the 3 bitters and that fruit livid, you're going to feel very, very adrenal fatigue. So enjoy the energy you got now. But once you get deep into them herbs and we start opening up them pockets that's hiding behind them cellular tissues and all of that toxemia enter into that bloodstream, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Praise God. Appreciate you and your team. Oh, Ra. How you doing, Ra? How you feeling? I'm so happy for you. I mean, I don't really have nothing to say about this. You're on the right track. You're waiting on the herbs. You're on a high fruit diet, nothing else. You're juicing. You're taking the 3 bitters. You in the sun all day. You getting the right amount of rest. You skin brushing. You moving your lymphatic system. I mean, your healing is coming. You're doing everything that you need to do to reverse this issue. So I'm gonna give you a round of applause. I'm happy for you. Literally, I'm happy for you. Shouts out to you, Ra. Shouts out to you. If y'all got any questions so far, If y'all got any questions so far, y'all can ask for this particular case. If not, we're going to keep it pushing. Yeah, I'm super happy for her. Her name is Ra, R-A-H. Y'all give her a shout out. Give her a shout out and send her much love and healing. She might be on here listening. Send her a lot of love and send her a lot of healing. Send her a lot of love and send her a lot of healing. She is healing, family. She is healing. A lot of people keep asking questions about the Risen Black Messiah conference that we're holding on February 26th in Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all can hit this number up, 470-397-8158, and ask for Nabi, and he'll be able to assist y'all with questions according to that. All praises. How do you skin brush? You get a skin brush and you brush towards the kidneys. Never skin brush towards the heart, because you do not want to brush all the toxemia and all the metabolic waste and acid ash that comes from your acid forming foods to your heart. That will kill you. You always brush towards the kidneys, because your kidneys are your eliminatory or limited organs on your body that's connected to the adrenals that turns on the lymphatic system. We have to remember that the blood is what feeds the cells of the body. The nervous system is what communicates with the cells of the body. And the lymphatic system is actually what cleanses the cells of the body, family. Okay? If you all hear right, they all giving you shots out. They all giving you shots out. Yes, I have a lot of fake pages on here, y'all. This is my real page. And then on my Instagram page, I got like 78,000 followers. If it's anything other than that, it is not me. Block them and report them, y'all. I'm going to get verified too. Just that way we won't keep having these problems. All right, next question, because I see y'all don't have any questions so far. It says, I ain't worried about that. All right, it says, Shalom, Shalom, King. I am a 53-year-old. Okay, Shalom, Shalom. I don't know who you are, if you're a male or female, but Shalom to you, elder. I have much love and respect for my elders and my ancestors. It says, before I started following you, I was a pescatarian. Now listening to how you break it down about us being frugivores, I no longer eat meat. This gonna be a good day, y'all. This gonna be a good day. See that? He done put down a fish too. People be getting on my nerves. You tell them how bad meat is. They be like, so Yaki, what about fish? Fish is meat, player. So I'm glad you put that fish down, elder. It says only fruits and some vegetables, and I no longer have to take my high blood pressure pills. He done ate his way to healing, family. He done ate his way to healing. I don't even think he got none of my herbs yet. He just changed his diet to a livid and stopped eating mercury-bound, parasite-infested fish and went on an all-fruit diet, and now he no longer in raw vegetables, and he no longer have high blood pressure and don't have to take the high blood pressure medication, what causes stroke and heart attack anyway. It says, but I still have bad heart palpitations and anxiety, fogginess in the brain, and fogginess in the brain. And my girl says, sometimes I repeat things. Okay, so I know what's going on. This is a thyroid. So the thyroid is in control of your heart rate. So when your heart skip beats and it speeds up, that's thyroid. And I can guarantee you what's happening is you're cleansing and you're starting to drain your brain, and you're getting too much mucus on the thyroid, and it's messing up your production of parathyroxine and parathyroid. And these things are spiking calcium, and it's making your heart rate speed up, and it's giving you those anxiety feelings. And these things are connected to the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland is connected to the hypothalamus gland and the hippocampus. And this is where you get your cognitive mobility and stuff like that from. So that's probably where you're getting the brain fog at, and you constantly repeating yourself because you're forgetting. Once you cleanse that mucus out of that throat, open up that transverse colon and start draining and cleansing that mucus that's holding on to all them acids more, bring you some iodine and some bromine in to strengthen up that thyroid and that parathyroid, all these things will go away. You just healing, and these are nothing but detoxification symptoms. I'm glad that you're not calling them diseases though, because notice that you're on a natural diet now, and the natural foods is now detoxifying your body, and you moving interstitial fluid, and you moving mucus and acids everywhere to eliminate it from the body, and it's just in your throat right now covering up that thyroid. So you're gonna go through some things as long as you have that mucus and them acids on the thyroid, but keep on doing what you're doing, and even that will pass. Even that will pass, family. It says, boom, boom, boom. It says, what herbs can I get off the website for that as well? Something to make sure that I don't ever go back on the Listerine high blood pressure pills Gratitude and greatly appreciated. What I would do for you, since you already cleansing and you was only dealing with high blood pressure, and I'm sitting here telling you that the heart palpitations and stuff like that is the thyroid and parathyroid doing some mucus draining on there because you cleansing the brain now. I say just go on and get the kidney and adrenal kit. The kidney and adrenal kit off the website is so important because we're opening up the kidneys and we turning the adrenal gland on, and by turning the adrenal glands on, we get acetylcholine and acetylcholinesterase being produced, and you can dilate and you can constrict them lymphatic vessels to start moving all that lymph. And now we cleansing and we strengthening and we toning the kidneys. So now the kidneys can start filtrating all the metabolic waste, mucus, toxemia, acid, acidosis, all these, different blowbacks and acid ash foods that you've been eating. You can eliminate them from the body properly, and all these things will go away. So that's what I recommend. You get the kidney and the adrenal kit from off the website. And Elder, I am super, super, super happy and proud of you for getting off of these things and taking. See, it's never too late in age to take control of your life and to claim liberation and to take your mind back. You see that even Lady Ra here, and just her whole entire testimony, how she's healing. People are done listening to the system. People are ready to rebel for their liberation. This is liberation of death. People are tired of being lied to. People are tired of being sick. People are tired of being diseased, y'all. And it is showing on a massive level, y'all. Showing on a massive level. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's what you need. You already on an all-fruit diet. You already off the pharmaceutical, allopathic, suppressive therapy, witchcraft medicines. So you on the right path. All you need is the kidney and adrenal kit. That's all you need. If y'all got any questions so far about what that's about, or any questions according to this case, let me know. If not, I'm going to keep it going. Somebody asked what actually is high blood pressure. What high blood pressure is your kidney and your adrenals. Let me show y'all something. All right. Y'all finna have me teaching. Oh, snap. So let me show y'all what high blood pressure is, y'all. So this is high blood pressure. High blood pressure have something to do with your kidneys and your adrenals. Where my pen at? So you have something called systolic and diastolic. All right, the top number is supposed to be literally at a 117 to 120, and that is your cardiac kick or your cardiac punch, because the adrenals are actually in control of acetylcholine, and this opens up your blood vessels. They don't only open up your lymphatic system, but it actually opens up your blood vessels too, and it controls the flow. It controls the flow of the blood inside of the arteries. And the heart is the valve. It either shuts off the flow or it opens up the flow. But what controls that flow and the pressure of that flow will actually be the adrenal glands by way of acetylcholine, right? So they call this the cardiac kick. This is the actual pressure in the way the blood flows through the vessels and through the arteries is systolic. That PSI pressure is supposed to be at 120. Then you have diastolic, and that's the returning and the cleansing of that blood to go back into the arteries. That's called diastolic. That's supposed to be at a 70, not an 80, but a 70, and that is the actual kidneys. So whenever you're dealing with high blood pressure, you're dealing with a compromising of the kidneys and the adrenals. Now, what can compromise the kidneys and the adrenals? Usually it is tainted blood, and usually it's acidosis being blown back on these things because you have stagnated lymph or you have high cholesterol, because there's no difference between lymph, there's no difference between mucus, and there's no difference between cholesterol. It is all the same exact thing. Now, what happens is when you're bringing in all these acids, you start dehydrating the body due to the acids. So you have vessels. Look at these vessels right here. You see these vena cavas and these arteries returns. Now, what happens is, say if you dehydrated and your cholesterol is real high and you start constricting these vessels. Now blood is trying to make it through, but it can't. It can't. So what happens is the cardiac punch or the adrenal glands will kick itself up. High blood pressure, it's going to kick the PSI up. So now instead of 120, it's going to kick itself up to 150, 180, 200, 225, because it needs to get the blood to the heart, because if the blood don't go to the heart and make it throughout the whole entire body, you drop dead of a heart attack and stroke. So the cardiac kick will kick itself up and it will bust through these vessels, and then the blood will press itself against the vessels, and that PSI is what they call high blood pressure. Same thing for low blood pressure, just in reverse. So it's always kidneys and adrenals, systolic and diastolic, whenever we dealing with high blood pressure. And the number one cause of high blood pressure is acidosis and dehydration. All right? If y'all got what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. If y'all got what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. If y'all got what I'm saying so far, type in some nines, family. If y'all got what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. All praises. Okay, all praises. So yeah, you doing good. You doing real good. Y'all got any questions so far for did he put his name on here? He didn't put his name. For the 53-year-old elder. Y'all ask some questions now. If not, we're going to move to the next question. If not, we're going to move to the next question. If y'all got any questions so far, y'all can ask them now. And if not, we're going to move to the next question. Kidney and adrenal kit for low blood pressure. Yeah, it'll be kidney and adrenal kit. Or if it's high blood pressure or low blood pressure, and you dealing with like vaginal dryness or eye dryness and stuff like that, then we got to start looking at the spleen. So if it's not the kidney and adrenal kit, then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the blood builder and iron nourisher kit. But if you're not dealing with dryness of the eyes, vaginal dryness, or plaquey dry patches on your skin, that means that we can get rid of the dehydration with the kidney and adrenal kit and the fruit diet. Live it. But if you got all the dry patches going on, then that means it's real deep, and we need the blood builder and iron nourisher kit. So yes, that's what I recommend. That's what I recommend. Good question too. I talk about that all the time, washing up with toxic water. Every video. I just talked about that yesterday. So, and that's not a dumb question. How long should the kidney and adrenal kit last? The kidney and adrenal kit is a 3-week kit. It's a 3-week kit. But our kits is based off of weight too. So if you are very, very overweighted, then you will run through the herbs fast. It's based off of an average weight. And based off that average weight, it's supposed to last 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Good question. Very good question. Very good question. Any more else? Yes, dehydration. That's all high blood pressure is. What's good for high cholesterol? High cholesterol is nothing. Y'all got to remember, and this still pertains to the question of what we've been reading. You got to think about what cholesterol is. Cholesterol is high only when acids is high. Cholesterol has vitamin D. See, there's no difference between cholesterol, and this is why we have to break the programming. They give you all these different words, but it's all talking about the same lipid-based system, or what we're going to call lymphatic fluid. There's no difference between lymphatic fluid. There's no difference between cholesterol, whether it's LAD to cholesterol and all these different words. Cholesterol, and there's no difference between mucus. It's all the same lipid-based system. Cholesterol has calcium and minerals in it, and it also have monosaccharide sugars in it. And what these things does is, and they have macrophages, have basophils, neutrophils, and phagocytes in it. And what it does is it protects the body from foreign invaders and for acids. So if cholesterol is raised in the body, that means that the body is dealing with too many acids. If you're having a very heavy mucus response and you're congested, that means you have too many acids in the body, because inside of the mucosal membrane, inside the cholesterol, you have all these different bacteria, and bacteria is created to eat mucus and to neutralize mucus. So whenever you see high cholesterol, whenever you see high mucus, and whenever you see high lymphatics or backed up stagnated lymphatic system, that means you have too much acids in the body. So you will have to do the same thing. Cleanse the lymphatic system, kidney and adrenal kit. Kidney and adrenal kit, all fruit diet. And the reason why I keep going to the kidney and adrenal kit is because the kidneys and the adrenals is your main functionality to healing. Without the kidneys and the adrenals, it's damn near impossible to heal the body, unless I'm going to go after the skin and open up your skin and use your skin as a third kidney. Other than that, I would love for you to have your kidneys and your adrenals intact, but it won't take us that long to bring you back to good health. Good question, though. Good question. All right, cool. All right, back to the next question. All right, so the next question is, it says, peace, Yaki. Peace, Yaki. My name is Lazarus from London. Peace, peace, Lazarus. How you doing? Thank you for spreading the love and knowledge. Thank you. How do I break an addiction to food? That is a very, very, very good question. How do you break addiction to food? First, you have to figure out the chemical substance and why you're addicted to your food. All right. And you're addicted to your food through dopamines. What they're doing is they're playing and they're mixing in chemical laboratories. They're playing with salt ratios and sugar ratios and protein ratios. And these ratios, based off the ratios, they trigger certain neurological functionings in your brain to give you feelings of being high or being in an orgasmic experience. And they do this through dopamine, epinephrine, and norepinephrine, and a lot of adrenaline. And this is what gets you addicted to the food, because you're addicted to the dope in the food. And they usually do this through sugar cane, kind of like cocaine, and it's the sugar potassium salt ratio on how they get it. So, glutathione is a good thing that you can use, that you can get. It's in my bitter one. Bitter one is very, very good for cutting addictions, but you got to make sure you drinking at least 3 cups of that a day. Bitter one is very good, especially the quassia bark and the bitter Jamaican bush bark inside the bitter one. That adds all these different things that you need to actually cut the addiction. The addiction. You got Judah root, and another thing is fasting. Truly, truly fasting. And if you have addictions, you have to have parasites. So you need to go on a parasite elimination kit. The 3 bitters come with the parasite elimination kit, and get rid of them parasites that's in you. Bring in all of the different phytonutrients and healing constituents you need to break that addiction and to stop chasing the dope. You got to fast. It's a dopamine high that you're chasing. We are sexually addicted to our food and don't even know it. And as I tell y'all time and time again, there have been many universities that studied the brain when the brain is in its orgasmic state, when you're having an orgasm, or when you're eating food that you love that is highly spiked in processed bleached white sugar and bleached white flour. And the brain on the MRI looked exactly the same. The green dopamine experience from the hippocampus, the colostrum, that explosion inside the brain when you get one off, it's the same as when you eating and you get one off. So it shows you that we are chemically, sexually addicted to our food. In the same way, how you got to quit masturbating, you have to throw away all your pornos, you have to block yourself from them certain websites. You have to be that extreme. How you stop the masturbation and being sexually addicted to women or men, you have to do the same thing when it comes to your food. You have to go cold turkey and cut these things off, and then you need to replace it with something. And what you can do is you can get you some Q-tips and, I mean, not Q-tips, but some, what you call them, chopsticks, and chew on those. Have something, because we are asphyxiated with chewing too. Because we always chewing on something. If we ain't got food in our mouth, we chewing on gum. If you ain't chewing on gum, you chewing on candy. If you ain't chewing on candy, you drinking something. We always have something in our mouth. So even if you have to just get a bamboo stick to chew on, or a guaco stick to chew on, that's even good. That's going to compensate for the addiction, for you don't have to chew on these gnarly, neurotoxins or sugar-coated candies or all these sugar-coated foods that got you addicted in the first place. And another thing is the bitter one. Bitter one is good for breaking addictions because all of the herbs in there are anti-addictive. There is no additives, no preservatives. There's none of these things in them. And notice all of these additives and preservatives are usually the gender bender things that you're addicted to that have these little sex hormones in them anyway. So that's the best way I can say to break addiction. Go on a fast, get the parasite elimination kit, get a couple of extra 3 bitters, and find something, some type of Judah root, some type of guaco bark or something to chew on. That way you don't have to put anything in your mouth to eat, and you can just be chewing, and that brain will get that same satisfaction of you eating and getting satisfaction through sex all day. But it's all chemical imbalance in the brain. That is what the food industry is going after. They're going after our chemicals. They're going after our sensory senses, y'all. And that's what all I've been talking about, how we living in the matrix. Your senses have been hijacked. You actually rather have something that's bad for you when you know it's bad for you before you choose something that's healthy for you, because your taste buds have been hijacked, y'all. Your consciousness have been hijacked. It says, I had a hollow bone in my finger, which they operated on 10 years ago, and they did a bone graft taking from my hip and elbow. Last year, they said the disease had come back and the bone is hollow again, and there is a tumor. Okay, they operated again using synthetic bone. I hope it is not from no damn pig, y'all. Because usually they get synthetic bones from pigs, and eating of pig's flesh or merging yourself with pigs literally puts a dome, a iron dome over your connection and spirituality to the cosmic creator. And that's why in the Bible it talks about how abominable eating pigs is, because it is certain types of genetics inside of a pig that locks up your DNA, and it keeps your chromosomes from expressing with the cosmos, y'all. Scientifically proven. So I hope it wasn't a pig bone. And you're dealing with a tumor, okay? And it says synthetic bone, but it doesn't feel right. I bet it don't feel right. And it's not as strong as it used to be. So what do you recommend? I recommend that you strengthen what strengthens the connective tissue, what strengthens the bones, what strengthens the whole potassium salt ratio inside the body to strengthen the integrity of the cells. The thyroid. Without a shadow of a doubt, the thyroid and the parathyroid. So you're going to have to go after the thyroid and the parathyroid. You need a central glandular kit off the website to get the bones strengthened and get the tissue strengthened again. You know, people that got loose skin, people that's quick to bruise easy, people that's quick to bleed out and the blood won't stop, people that break bones easy. That's all thyroid issues, because the thyroid is in control of bone marrow and calcium. That's what utilizes and bring the calcium in the blood to solidify things with magnesium and selenium. And that's what brings things down to make sure things is easy. So, I mean, we need to go after the glandular highway. You need to go after the throat chakra, because what's behind the throat chakra is the thyroid and the parathyroid. So you need to get on the essential glandular kit ASAP. Now they saying you have a tumor though, so we need to take it up a notch, and you need to get the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2. Is the tumor benign? Is the tumor cancerous? You know, they want to play these different words too. You know, is the tumor a lymphoma, a lipoma? Like, what is the tumor? What's inside of it as well? I would love to know that as well. But usually when you look at a tumor, it is full of mucus and pus, so that's dealing with the lymphatic side of chemistry, showing me that your kidneys and your adrenals are down. But that'll make sense that your adrenals are down because your thyroid is down. And that's the reason why you're having issues with your skin and your bones in the first place, because you're being attacked glandularly. So you need to go out there on the glandular highway, go on an all-fruit diet. While you're on that all-fruit diet, do it high in berries, because berries are very good when it comes to the endocrine system and the estrogen system as that. Anytime you clean the chakras out, always do berries, high in berries. Berries, 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 and do you some grapes as well. And while you own these grapes, get the geogenetic therapeutic package level 1 from off the website. And you know, we'll be laughing over this later. It says, last question. Every time I eat at night, I wake up in so much pain in my gut, it is hard to breathe. Do you know what is happening? Yes, you're getting anxiety from your food, and according to your biological clock and your circadian rhythm, you ain't supposed to be eating a damn thing after 5 o'clock anyway. So just stop eating after 5. You know, eat when the sun is highest in the sky, and when the sun goes down to rest, you go down to rest as well. You don't eat things and just drink on liquids all night. That way you can be in your water sign and be creative and REM sleep and astro travel and go visit the ancestors and go visit multidimensional planes when you're sleeping anyway, and you won't be waking up in pain. And you're laying down, and when you're laying down, you're probably laying on your right side, which is the wrong side, and the acid is going back through the cardiac sphincter and going up in your esophagus and causing all of that burning sensation and all them tight pains, which is giving you anxiety and the reason why you can't breathe in the first place. Make sure you land on your left side. Make sure you're not eating after 5 o'clock. Don't eat after the sun go down. You see that? Make sure that you're taking in and you get your thyroid together, because your thyroid messed up anyway. And when your thyroid is messed up, that means that cardiac sphincter and that pyloric sphincter that closes on the gut. See, if you look here, this is the pyloric sphincter right here. That needs to be closed. If you get a stomach, let me show you. Let me just pull it out. All right, I can pull this model out right here. Let me show you something. Let me show you real quick. All right. So this is the esophagus. When you go to the esophagus, let me take this off. This is the stomach. This is the enterium. This is the fungus. This is the body of the stomach. Notice this little part right here. This little part right here is what you call the cardiac sphincter. This is a door. This door only closed with magnesium and potassium, y'all. That's why magnesium and potassium is very, very important. But magnesium and potassium need calcium, and calcium is only utilized by what? The thyroid gland. So the thyroid gland is what controls and strengthens this door right here. And this keeps the hydrochloric acid from going through this door and burning you alive and messing with your lungs and making you feel like you're not breathing. The thyroid is also in control of your heart. and that's what gives you heart palpitations and anxiety. So everything that we talking about is the thyroid. Or when you go into the intrium, this is called the pyloric sphincter, which is a door, and these things can get into the duodenum and give you very bad stomach pains if this door is not closed. Now, what closes this door is the same thing: potassium monophosphate and your calcium monotriphosphate and your magnesium, which is all controlled by the thyroid. So everything he's talking about is thyroid, 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 thyroid. And the thyroid is connected to all the different glands. And the pituitary gland, which is right here, is actually what controls the thyroid. So what we need to do is go after the whole glandular highway as a whole. Every endocrine system, every endocrine gland or organ in his body needs to be cleansed, toned, and strengthened. And he'll get rid of all these problems. If y'all got what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. If y'all got what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. Are we going? Y'all got what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. Good, good, good. All right, cool. So that's what's happening to you. You need the geogenetic level 1. I was saying get that citroglandular kit, but you got the tumor going on. We're going to have to get rid of that tumor by opening up the lymphatic system. So I'm going to suggest that you do exactly what I just said, an all-fruit diet, high in berries, geogenetic level 1. All right. All right, it's 10:42. I got time for one more question. Matter of fact, do y'all want me to stop this and answer? Matter of fact, I'm going to stop this right here, and I'm going to answer some questions that y'all got for me. What y'all got for me? I'm going to answer 5 questions. Yeah, Rachel, stop sleeping on that right side. That is very, very, very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. Okay, this one says, I got fatty liver, almost cirrhosis of the liver now. What can help? All right, so you got to see the fat. What is causing the liver to be fat? Acids on the liver, and you have too much glycogen built up on the liver. So only way to get rid of these acids and to get rid of these complex saccharides, or what we call complex sugars and complex amino acids and proteins, humble bro one, you're going to have to open up the lymphatic system. The best way to open up a lymphatic system is going on an all fruit living, on an all fruit diet. And with cirrhosis of the liver, you need the geogenetic therapeutic package level 1. We're going to open up the liver. We're going to open up the gallbladder. You probably got gallstones and liver stones. You go on my site. We got rid of some gallstones and liver stones the other day that was dead big. And you got to cleanse all these things out. Cleanse out your transverse colon. Drain that brain. That's really, really cleanse the body of all the acids that's built up on the liver. And the liver will restore itself. I mean, the liver grows back. You can cut the liver in half, and 2 years later, the liver will be back whole again. So we see that the liver regenerates and the cells regenerates itself a lot inside of the body, but you got to get out of the acid medium. You got to get more to the base side of chemistry, and you got to get away from the acidosis side of chemistry, because that's what's burning and corroding the liver. Think about it, corrosiveness. Liver, that's all it is. That is acid. So the best way to get out of acids is by start taking in alkaline chemistry and eliminating the acid chemistry and getting on alkaline herbs. And that herbs will be the geogenetic therapeutic package level 1. I'll make sure that you got everything in there that you need for your liver. When you order, just put that you have cirrhosis of the liver and side up. And we got to check the hepatic ducts too. We got to cleanse all them as well. And just put that you have cirrhosis of the liver inside of the notes when you order, and we'll take care of you. But you can easily get rid of that, brother. Easily. Don't let them fool you. You can easily get rid of that. We done brought people back where they said that their liver was only at 5% functioning. People kidneys 2% functioning. People couldn't even urinate no more. We brought them back. Healed their kidneys, they urinating again and everything. So don't never let these people tell you that your body cannot regenerate itself. You are a God. You are a God. All right. Letitia, how you doing, my friend? It says, when you are draining the lymphatic system, breaking up the acid, does it drain into the stomach and feel burning inside? Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. But when you are cleansing and you taking in all these chemistries and you hydrating the body, you usually open up these sphincters inside of your body, and you will start feeling the acids from the hydrochloric acid inside the body. You're probably feeling that. Also, when you draining and you hydrating the body, you are pulling acids deep from within the tissues, along with mercury and aluminum and arsenic acid. You opening up the vessel and you're discovering things, and you're basically discovering things that's been hidden deep within the tissues. And sometimes you get a little acid burn from that as well. A lot of time when people are detoxing and moving their lymphatic system and they feel these burns, it's usually the acids that's on the nerve endings that's giving them that burning sensation or that pain. So just keep hydrating the body because the water is going to put out the fire, and do that with your juices and your fruits, and just keep on, whatever herbal protocol you on, and make sure you checking your kidneys and your urine for kidney filtration. And you these symptoms are usually, disappear in time as you cleansing and as you healing. Good question though. What do you think about urine therapy? This is what I personally think about urine therapy. Me personally. Urine. When I check urine and we send urine out to the analysis labs, we see metabolic waste left over from the body in the urine. In order for me to know that you are literally cleansing properly, we check your urine to see if the metabolic waste and the acid ash and the mucus is in the urine. See that? We see that the kidneys work as a filtration system to not only filtrate the blood, but to filtrate the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. The sewage goes through the urethra and relieves itself through your urinary tract and ends up in your urine. Urea, metabolic waste, all types of things, stones, gallstones, crystal stones, kidney stones, acid, carbonic acid, uric acid, phytic acid, lactic acid, all this is actually filtrated through the body by way of the kidneys, through the urethra, through the renal vessels, through your urine. And then when you check the urine, I can show you pictures of urine right now that have this white, dense, cloudy substance in it, and that is all metabolic toxic waste and stuff like that in the urine. So to me, if you are dirty and you need to cleanse your cells, I would never drink my own urine, because that's the way we cleanse the body, is by way of urine. So when you're drinking that, you're drinking the same metabolic byproducts and waste and acids that's been built up in the body. You're putting it right back in because you're urinating out. So to me, urine therapy is a no-go. Now, I will say this. Say if the body is in homeostasis and the body is alkaline, there is properties inside of your urine that has a lot of healing constituents and healing modalities to it. Now, if it was that side of chemistry and the person was completely clean and stuff like that, and I was on a world where the water was tainted and there wasn't nothing else to drink, I'd drink my own urine if my body was cleansed. In an extreme case like that, a very extreme case. But other than that, if you're not in a state of homeostasis, you drinking your own waste. You might as well eat your own shit. That's my thought on it, though. A lot of people might disagree with me, but hey, we checking. We in the laboratories. We know what's in the piss. I'm healing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people monthly. So we know what's in your urine. It's toxic waste and bad shit in your urine. So I don't see why would you drink that. Me personally, though. But hey, I'm not going to say I could be wrong because I have the database and the paperwork to prove it. So I'm not going to say I could be wrong, though, because I'm not wrong at all. But hey, to each his own. Do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever makes you happy. All right, what else we got? Chronic congestion. You dealing with chronic congestion? You can hear me. I'm congested now because I'm on my own herbs. You have to open up the lymphatic system. Whenever you congested, that means the interstitial fluid of your body is backed up, Ashley Cooley. So you need to open up the lymphatic system so you can start getting all of that mucus up out of the cavities. Get all that mucus and that interstitial fluid that's around them cells. You need to start eliminating these things off so the mucosal membrane can balance itself back again properly. Only way to do that is by opening up the kidneys and flushing that lymphatic system. The best way to do that on a small package is my kidney and adrenal kit. If you want to go hardcore and kick ass, get my geogenetic therapeutic package level 1. You only can do this on an all fruit diet. Go all fruits, and the fruits will start cleansing the mucus immediately. Then once the herbs get into play, they just come in and start kicking ass. So that's how you do that. All right, what else we got? Where we at? How do you feel about eating right from your blood type? That was made up in 1960s by a Caucasian man. That was total bullshit. It was total bullshit. I got a book that talk about that. How it started was the intentions was good, but how the university lied and started steady pushing that was total bullshit, y'all. Total bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about blood type. All blood type says is protein markers on your blood anyway that change your blood type. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's protein markers. Every blood have a different marker, and this marker is what gives you your blood type. There's really no such thing if we're going to look at it from a real scientific way. Now, eating by genetic makeup, that's something. Eating by geographical genetics, that's something. But eating by blood type, I mean, you can have a mother and a father, and y'all can have 20 children, and all them children can have different blood types, and none of them can have the mother's other father blood type, but all of them came from the same mother and same father. That should tell you that blood type really don't really mean anything. It's all about the protein markers that your basically your characteristics of your genomes make to fit the blood. And I do a whole video on blood. So eating from your blood type was actually made up in 1960 by a college professor in a university. And I mean, it was a total fail. And instead of admitting he failed, he kept pushing that analogy. And now a lot of people running around thinking that you can actually eat by your blood type. There's no such thing. You eat by your geographical genetics. Genetically, that's how you eat. Removing of gallstones, you need the essential glandular kit, and them gallstones, you need to actually break them things down. So you need to most definitely get my alkali tea off the website, get you some hydrangea root off the website to break these gallbladders down. For real, I say get the essential glandular kit. Central glandular kit, say that you have gallstones, and we'll put the other stuff that you need in there to get rid of them gallstones. It's good to do a lemon juice fast too, or a key lime fast when you have gallstones to prepare your body for the herbs. The key limes or the lemons will really start astringent and breaking up them gallstones. Whenever you got gallstones, it's best to go on a astringent fruit fast. You know, what they call citric fruits or acid fruits. And these are things like oranges, lemons, limes, mangoes, strawberries, blueberries, something that got a kick that's going to astringe and start pulling and breaking shit apart. So go on a stringent fruit fast and get the essential glandular kit. Just make sure when you note it in the system, we give you things that's going to target that gallbladder and that liver like specifically. All right. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here, y'all. I know I couldn't answer everybody. If y'all look, questions at yakiawaken.com, which is down on the screen. That's where you send your questions to. And when I get to them, when I can get to them, y'all, we're very busy. We're doing a lot of filming, a lot of traveling, a lot of building, buying land, all types of good stuff and good positive things. So I do be very busy. That's why I ain't been on here as much lately, but we're working on documentaries and we're working on some beautiful things for y'all. We're working on herbal classes. So, you know, I'm only one man, and that's the reason why I need a great nation and a great team to be a part of. And that's the reason why we're rebuilding the nation and we're taking back our collective consciousness and we're rebuilding our culture and society, but we can fend for ourselves and we can be a self-sustaining people again, y'all. And that's the reason for the Risen Black Messiah Alliance Conference. Make sure y'all go check that out. It's right here on the thing. I'm going to post a flyer with the ticket. For those that actually need the actual ticket, you will go to eventbrite.com. Let me show y'all that one more time. You go to eventbrite.com, and just once you get to Eventbrite, you're going to click in Risen Black Messiah Alliance Health Conference, and it's February 26th in Atlanta, Georgia at the Epicenter. We're going to have a very, very good time, y'all. Children are allowed, but you do have to buy tickets for the children. They are allowed, though. We're not kicking anybody out of this thing. They are allowed. And it's from the doors open at 12. We start at 1. It ends at 6. In between 1 and 6, I am going to be selling a lot of my herbs because a lot of y'all been asking, y'all keep, please bring the herbs. I'm going to bring a gang of 3 bitters and everything else. And I'm going to even bring packages. Then from 7:30 to 9 o'clock, we having an after social. It's kind of like an after party, but we not partying. We mingling and we networking and we getting each other's contact and information and we building, y'all. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful event. Make sure you show up, get your tickets ASAP because I'm guaranteeing you this thing will sell out, family. It will sell out. All right, family. With that being said, I love y'all. Can't wait to see y'all. I'm going to try to be live again tomorrow. I'm going to be at a very, very special place. And I'm going to show y'all some things that we got going on, man. It's beautiful. Like, we really linking up and we really gathering the collective consciousness of the African people, y'all. And it's a beautiful thing. And I want y'all to be a part of it every step of the way. So I'm going to go live tomorrow when I'm in my location and in my place. And we're going to talk then. So peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earth. I love y'all. Peace.